Simple Man with Ethan Crelinsten, Nicky Rod, and Damien Anderson. Oh, stay a while if you know about the jiu-jitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
What's going on, guys? We're back with another Simple Man podcast with a very honored guest. We have the former bantamweight champion, now 145. What do you rank now? 45?
I don't even know. I was 8 at a time. Probably
Fucking
9 now. I don't know.
It's
kind of wild.
Changes.
One of the best bantamweights to ever fight in the sport, Aljamain Sterling. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. I guess it's a big week. It's a big week, isn't it?
Fuck,
It is.
man.
This is a big week for us.
For Simple Man podcast.
For Simple Man podcast, for
goddamn,
sure.
We just had Merab on yesterday. We have you on today. Good training always. But all right, let's just get right into it. So you got your rum here, and you were saying that you drink during your fight camp.
Yes, I do.
What, like, when do you cut it off, if at all?
If at all, maybe the last week for the weight cut, because making 35 has always been very difficult. And I don't know how that really affects my body. The way I would describe it is I always thought when you drink alcohol, it dehydrates you a little bit. So I didn't want it to mess with my weight cut when I'm trying to do the water load and then dehydrating too early. So that's why I don't do it until like after I make weight. Then I have like one drink before the fight.
Bullshit, really?
Yeah.
Before the fight.
Yeah.
I heard Taporia.
I was gonna say that.
You heard about that,
Yeah.
right? Taporia, the day before weigh-ins, will have like
Some wine.
Some wine, yeah. And he's like partying with his fucking buddies or whatever, and he's like, I'm dehydrated, and then I have like half a liter of wine. And since I'm already dehydrated, I get fucked up. I didn't eat anything. And he's
Yes.
like, Jesus
Probably
Christ.
sleeps great, too.
You sleep
what he said.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's the best sleep. I try to explain this to people, and they're like, well, I'm trying to tell them that as long as you're not getting wasted.
Yeah.
If I'm in the middle of training camp and I have a really good sparring session, I'm in shape, I felt good, I'm like, here's my reward. I'll have 1 or 2 drinks, maybe 3 if I'm towing that line. If I got like a good couple of weeks, I'm like, yeah, I'll have 3. Whatever. And then I just sleep like a champ, baby.
Wow, that's
Sleep like a
crazy.
champ.
You probably feel like, I'm sure the sleep feels great, but I wonder what the Whoop would say.
Yeah, do you have like the Whoop, or you have any like band to check your recovery, your heart
Like
rate?
a health and fitness kind of thing.
Yeah.
You ever do it? You ever do that? No, it's not.
That was actually pretty good. I was like, damn, now I want to buy one right now. No, I had the Whoop for a little bit, but then I had the Oura Ring, and then it just kept telling me you're restless. So I was just like, all right, man, like I kind of get it. I don't need to be reminded that I have shitty sleep patterns.
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Because I don't really sleep at night to begin with. I feel when I do drink or if I do have like an edible, I sleep the best. And I know they say the REM sleep, you lose some of that when you like, if you do edible.
Yeah.
Mary Jane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it helps me
okay.
sleep.
So I'm gonna talk to you about this just because it's selfish. So I spoke with Merab yesterday about his weight cut to 35. Obviously, you did a bunch of 35s. This is my first time cutting to 135, and what was your? I'm just laughing because for those that don't know, it's 9 a.m. here in Vegas. But
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
yeah,
True
right?
that.
So what would you? Merab says he gets to 155 fight week.
I don't drink. Thank you, though.
I don't want to.
I don't drink.
I don't wanna be
You
bad.
party. You
Yeah, it's
do
all
what you want to do,
It's
bro.
all you.
Damn, by myself. What about the camera guy?
Yeah, he'll take
He'll
one.
take some.
Yeah. Freddie will have one for sure.
Yeah, so 155.
So and then he's cutting 20 pounds the week of. That's what he told me. Or he told us.
Yeah, Merab does it a little differently. He still does it like that old school way. I know it's bright and early, so we still got work to do today. And I always make fun of him, like break his balls about it, because I'm like, dude, there's better ways to cut the weight. We don't have to kill ourselves like this anymore.
Yeah.
Because he does it the way I used to do it in high school, just starve yourself, and you're just tough. No water, no food. and you just like SpongeBob, like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm like, Rob, you need it.
Fuck.
Yeah, so he's gotten better over the years, but he still does like the last 20 pounds. For me, when I was making 35, I had to be 150 on Sunday. If I'm anything heavier than that, I know I can't make it. This is too much of a weight cut. Even though because I'm already coming down from 75, for me to get down to 35, any higher than that is just, I'm asking for just being in the hospital or something.
Yeah.
Something bad.
Do you get professional help when cutting weight?
Yeah, the PI team helps me.
Yeah. Nice.
Heather's great. Charles is great. Been working with Dan and some Dawn. Some of they kind of like pass me around a little bit, but it's good.
Yeah.
So it's a good team over here. They measure everything with your body and all that stuff. They let you know what you burn better, like fats and carbs and whatnot. So they help you with all that metrics. Like, I just know calories in, calories out. Yeah. And I can just kind of measure food and be like, yeah, that's too much. I can eat this. I know how much water I need. I can do it from that standpoint because I know my body. Mm-hmm. So 45 is a lot easier. But, yeah, Merab is different. He won't let no one watch him cut weight. He's in the back just suffering by himself. Like, he'll go cut weight by himself on, like, Thursday, Friday morning.
No.
And it's just it's scary to me because it's like, yeah, dude, this is the chance where you can actually pass out. Yeah. And if no one is around, then that's just not good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the main thing I told him. I was like, yo, dude, I don't care if you don't want me near you. I just want to be able to at least see you. And I had to, like, fight him on that a little bit. But the last one he wanted to do himself, I'm like, you know what, man? I mean, maybe he needs to just do it his way, and it's working. So far, so good. Knock on wood.
That is wild. And during that weight cut, you'll still have like a sip of, you have a drink here and there during that weight cut.
Me?
Yeah.
No, not during my weight cut.
Oh, sorry, I'm during
after I make weight.
Oh, after you make weight.
After I make weight, I'll have one. Like, we'll do like our team dinner that Friday. So we make weight Friday morning, team dinner like Friday night. I'll have like one.
What would you drink? Rum, or you have?
Now I do, but before I would get like a beer, or I'd get wine, or I get like an old fashioned, just something, just one. And I'm telling you, because I suffer from, I've never been diagnosed, but I suffer from I just don't sleep well.
Like insomnia or something?
Yeah, it's so bad.
Are you like thinking too much at night?
Yeah, I think it's just hard for me to shut my brain off. I tried to do that 10X thing, and they were supposed to help me with that.
What's 10X? That
thing that Dana was doing and pushing on to help them like lose weight and everything, get healthy.
No clue.
No? Well, it was like all over. But whatever.
Fuck.
I tried going through his program with his guys, and they were supposed to help me sleep and quiet my mind, and my mind is not quieted. So I'm not trying to like shit on those guys, but I don't think I got the attention that Dana got, so it's a little bit different. But whatever. So I don't sleep well. Stuff like this helps me, and I don't want to handicap myself into teaching my body like you can only sleep when you have these type of things. But big moments like that, that sleep is very important.
Absolutely.
Your recovery, everything.
Yeah.
And I know people say, well, this is counterintuitive to recovery. I'm like, you don't know shit. I've been doing this. I know my body, you know your body, and this is what helps me.
Oh, so if it makes you feel good, you in it.
Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
You know Kyle Dake?
Yeah.
He used to say, he used to eat ice cream. I forgot which interview it was, and 4-time national champ, 4 different weight classes. And he said, I eat ice cream because I want to, because it makes me feel good. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I do stuff that makes me feel good, and I don't feel bad about it, and I don't use it as a crutch to kind of, I guess, take away from the work that I put in to get to this point.
You still work.
You still work.
Yeah.
I mean, if one drink messes up a whole training camp, that's just, you just didn't deserve to win. If you're going to blame it on that, like maybe you just didn't do the work and you're just not good enough.
Fair.
That's a good point.
Fair. No.
Very good point.
That's great.
You're from New York, right?
Yeah, Long Island.
Long Island.
Stand up Uniondale.
Where'd you wrestle at?
Like weight class?
No, like you wrestled in college, right?
I wrestled at Uniondale High School, and then I went to Mooresville for a year. That's where I met John Jones.
Nice.
When I transferred out, I saw that he was training right down. Well, I didn't know it was right down the road till he told me. I was at SUNY Cortland when I messaged him, and he told me he was training in Cortland. And I was like, bro, this is just meant to be.
So you didn't fight at that time when you messaged John Jones, or you were getting into it? Like, how did that?
I just loved the sport. I just enjoyed like I was fascinated and intrigued. I didn't know I liked the sport. I just I was like, yeah, this is kind of crazy. These crazy people are fighting.
It's wild.
Yeah, and I never thought nothing of it. Like, yeah, that I could do that. I was just like, that looks nuts.
And what level was John Jones at the time?
I think he was just getting into the UFC. I think he had just beaten Andre Guzmao for his UFC debut. Maybe possibly even beating Stephan Bonner at the time too. Wow. RIP. But yeah, since that was pretty much my segue. When I was wrestling, I came down as soon as the wrestling season was over. Had my first fight, like a month of training. And it was just like, yeah, fuck it. I could always wrestle if things get bad. Like, I think that would work in the streets too. So let me just try it if it worked in the cage, and it worked out.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's wild. So, what was your first gym? What's the name of that gym that you guys were training at?
That was Team Bomb Squad, upstate New York.
Upstate.
I said it like it was like we're like in New York, like upstate.
Yeah, because it was like in the sticks. It was like in the sticks.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great city like area, but if you like the country, it's a good place for that.
Mm-hmm.
Some cow tipping.
I feel like I've
Don't tip the cows.
I've been around Sonny Cortland. They're the Dragons or something like that, right? Sonny Cortland.
Yeah, it's funny when people say Sonny. I used to say Sonny, and they used to say Sunni.
Sunni?
Yes. Sonny. Sonny's fine.
It's an acronym, no? Or,
yeah.
What's it say? Syracuse University of New York?
State University of New York.
Okay, okay. SUNY. I've heard of it before. I've never actually been there, though.
Then we got CUNY.
Oh, okay.
The city people.
So, Long Island, and then what was your relationship? Because, like, the first time I think I trained with you, I was like a blue belt, and
Man, that was so long ago.
Bro, back in the day, at Sarah's, because I think Nick Ronan and Jason Rao told me to come out there and get some training, and then said that you were coming up. And at the time, like, I was like, I don't really know anything about MMA too much, but I was like getting into jiu-jitsu. And then, so how was your relationship? Like, how did you find those guys? How did you start training with Sarah, Longo? What was the story there?
Wait, so the first time we trained was at Sarah's or was it at the Blue Room? I thought it was at the Blue Room.
The first time ever was at Sarah's, and then in the Blue Basement we've trained as well. But that's
crazy.
That's already
Time flies.
Yeah.
Was that the same day you came down with Calistine? With John?
I think we went there. Yeah, I mean, I've been there a few times.
Yeah. Well, at the time we trained the first time.
To be honest, I don't know, because it was like 2017.
What's he doing anyway?
Calistine.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know, man. He's
bring his ass out to Vegas, man.
Dude, he's so good, man. He's so good.
It's like
I have no idea.
But
yeah, you ever train with him or no?
He's so good.
No, I think
legs off.
I think he rolled out of Henzo's like right before I came.
Yeah. There was like different eras of the grapplers, but yeah, JC so fucking good. I think he's still in Queens. I think that's where he's from, right? Queens.
He might be training at that Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn maybe.
That Brooklyn gym.
Oh, wow.
I know they have a Brooklyn Henzo branch.
I don't think he's with Henzo's. I think he has like his own gym. I think maybe.
Oh yeah, because I know Eddie Cummins was teaching over there. I don't know. There's so many gyms.
Yeah.
But how I got started, I came back from upstate New York when I was looking to come back to Long Island from when college was going to be over, because I knew my gym that I was currently at wasn't going to make the necessary changes for us to continue to grow, and they stayed stagnant. They weren't listening to the needs of the fighters. With respect to the coach, because he did do a lot for us to have a place to train. So I will always forever be grateful for that, for Ryan. But it was more gym focused than it was for the athletes to get better, and that was my main takeaway. John even pointed it out to me years ago. He wanted me to come out to Jackson's, but I knew I would get lost in the pack because I'm not John Jones. I'm just this kid who was, I think, 4 or 5-0 at the time. I was like, but I would like to get some actual skill development. Whatever. Came back to Long Island, toured all the gyms. The one gym that stuck out to me the most was Ray's gym, just the camaraderie between everybody. I'll never forget that. Just seeing how everyone was kind of breaking balls. It just felt more like home. Everyone seemed to like get along, and I liked that. It was good energy, and it didn't seem as focused on money, because obviously I was a broke kid coming from college, and I had just had surgery on my shoulder, my labrum. So fast forward, I ended up going to the gym down there, had my first fight, coming back from the surgery in November, I believe 2013, and then I get signed after that. So then I started going to Sarah's. Ray put the word in for me because I can't afford those memberships, man. I was like, fighters ain't making no money.
Yeah.
And I was working, but it wasn't enough to fund both gyms.
What were you doing for work?
I was a teacher.
Oh wow.
A sub though.
Okay,
but we'd get like per diem. I think it was $100 a day. I would only really focus on subbing at Uniondale, my old alma mater, just so I can stay in the halls thinking like, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to always be a teacher. So that was like the end goal.
Damn, that's wild. How long were you training before you got your first fight?
My first amateur fight, a month.
A month, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I was already in shape. I was like, I already know how to wrestle, man. It's like...
Just take him down.
Yeah, I was like, if worst comes to worst, I get my ass kicked or I'm taking this guy down and he's getting beat up. Yeah. And I hit him with a right hand that split his eyebrow. It was the craziest thing because I've never done that before. I've never done that and seen it like that. Like... You get into street fights, you get into scuffles with your brothers and stuff. Cause I'm a family of 20, so I got a lot of siblings.
What?
Oh, 20?
Yeah, 20. It's a lot of us.
Oh.
There's a lot of people.
20
just be careful who you're dating.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's wild.
A lot of my sisters are out there. But joking. But there are a lot
Joking about the 20 or?
No, joking about that.
Cause that sounds like a joke too.
No.
20 is wild.
It's like 20 plus.
Siblings. 20 siblings?
Siblings.
Oh, yeah, from one dad though. Different mamas.
A couple of different dads too, but mostly different moms. Like my mom has 3 baby fathers. She had 8 with one of them, which is my actual dad.
God
And she
damn.
had 1 and 1 with 2 other guys.
You got babies running around?
Me?
That's
Right now?
You don't have to. We can
Nah.
cut it. Beep.
Leave my
a potent
fiance to find
species.
out about that.
Fuck, man.
Nah, no baby, no little Aljos running around yet.
No.
Damn, your dad was just
Hopefully soon.
coughing another baby happened.
Yeah, he was.
Damn.
He was different. That's one thing I will say for sure. It's a
He
lot
looked
of
at a girl. Okay. Got pregnant.
The Simple Man podcast teamed up with Marek Health to offer a turnkey complete package designed for those driven to maximize performance and support longevity, with the most elaborate testing available on the market.
At Marek Health, you'll get extensive lab work, over 100 carefully selected biomarkers to provide detailed insights into your hormone profile, cardiovascular health, organ function, and metabolic status. You'll get custom lab reports with actionable recommendations validated by their clinical research team and physicians. A thorough analysis of your lab report and video call review with Marek Health. You'll get expedited onboarding for those interested in working with a Marek Health medical provider for personalized treatment options ranging from hormone optimization and cognitive enhancement to hair loss prevention and body recomposition, all from the comfort of your home.
The optimization package includes the same elaborate panel I get myself, and with those test results, the Marek Health clinical team optimizes my personalized protocol. To get the exact same panel and medical oversight, click the link in the video description, marekhealth.com/simpleman, and use the code SIMPLEMAN, all capitals, to save 10% at checkout.
Get your blood work done at Marek Health. Use code SIMPLEMAN, all caps.
I forgot where we were.
So you were
at.
fighting. So you grew up 1 of 20. You know, you were always down to fight and shit like that. And then so you split this guy open.
Oh yeah. So I hit him with a right hand. It was crazy because I used to throw so much more back then because you just don't know what you don't know. Like you get into a fight, I'm like, yeah, I'm invincible. Until you get knocked down, you're like, nah, man, that shit hurts, bro. Like I ain't here for that. I'm here to win, to get both checks and go home.
Yup.
I'll entertain my way. But yeah.
So what was it like when you saw that first cut? Just like, you know, you split the guy.
I was like, that was crazy. That's literally what I said. I'm like 21 years old, 20 years old at the time, actually. Yeah, I was 20 years old. The guy was like in his mid 30s. So I'm me doing this to a grown man. I'm like, bro, maybe there's something here.
When was your first KO? Like you KO'd the man?
No straight KOs, all TKOs.
Okay.
So I got a couple of those. Those are cool, but they're exhausting.
Yeah. Dude,
I had I never really gotten a lot of fights, but one of the fights I got into as an adult, I was like 18 years old. I take this guy down like single leg, run the pipe, and when we're on the ground, I just toss like two right hands, and I look up and his face is like bleeding, whatever, and then I look down and my hand is just broken. I was like, "That's terrible." It's like we're like almost not supposed to punch people with our fists. I'd rather elbow somebody. My hand, I feel like our hands are so fragile.
So I was gonna say for combat jiu-jitsu, my first ever combat jiu-jitsu, I KO'd the guy with an open hand strike, and I was fucking surprised. Like I wasn't. You don't expect him to be out.
Yeah.
So I
Especially open hand.
Open hand. I fucking hit him, and then he's unconscious, and I'm like, I was trying to knock him out, but I didn't think I could actually do it.
But you hit him with the bone here, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a pancrase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, some of the guys, especially jiu-jitsu guys, like they don't really know how to hit, so they're like slapping like girls and shit.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, if you know how to fight, you hit with that bone, it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
You can crack some people. But,
I like combat jiu-jitsu, but yeah, if you know how to use the bone of the palm, you're pretty much punching these guys in the face.
Yeah. It's fucking dangerous. It's dangerous.
Do you think would you prefer for it to be punches on the ground?
Close more guard pullers.
Be a lot less, right?
Yeah, fuck. I don't know,
He's
man.
made the transition. He's more of a
I'm a wrestler now,
nowadays.
yeah.
He stands up a lot.
We'll see
the
when we
dark
train
side, my boy.
with Patchy. I don't know. I might have to pull guard.
Fuck,
I think
Patchy's
we're gonna
good.
do a session with Patchy in a bit.
Yeah.
Like but we always talk about his guillotine. He's a good front head guillotine.
Yeah, it's fucking
so
good.
Shooting double or shooting singles on him is annoying. So I might slide into the legs, come up on top.
You
of that.
you have to go with him. You have to go body lock. It's very dangerous,
Right?
To go singles or
Yeah.
doubles on Patchy. It's just I learned my lesson multiple times. 'Cause I was stubborn. I was like, man, I'm gonna take you down with one of these attacks. This guillotine is bullshit,
Bro.
It's not
so tight.
bullshit.
I was literally talking about it
It's
yesterday. So because last time, or not last time, but maybe like a year or two ago, I didn't know who Patchy was because I didn't really watch Bellator. And then Jake Shields hit me up, said like, hey, my buddy's fighting. He's really good. I want you to get some work with him grappling. I was like, oh, dude, for sure. I'll go, train with whoever out here. So I went to Extreme Couture, and then I didn't know who Patchy was. And then I go shoot a double, and he guillotines me, arm and guillotine. And I'm like, all right. I'm gonna do this again.
Yeah, it's your ego, man. I feel the same.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna shoot this again. And then he gets me again. I was like, no more of that.
Bro, it's
Like
so
fool me
tight.
once, fool me twice, shame on me, man. It's like, yeah.
Really good guillotine, man. Fucking,
It's I do wonder if he has any other jiu-jitsu moves.
right.
I'm like, do you do anything else? But he has a really good rear naked choke and has a really good guillotine. I don't know if it's I can't hit guillotines like that.
No?
He's got these thin forearms, like they're sharp,
bony.
they're blades.
Yeah.
They get underneath, but he gets such a good bite. And because he's so tall, you would think he wouldn't have the leverage because there would be too much space between his arms. But he gets such a good bite, and he just hangs everyone there, man.
Dude, he's
it's not,
wide
it's nasty.
too. He's built like a piece of plywood or
It's
something.
weird. If you look at him, he doesn't look strong.
He's strong
but he's
as
strong
fuck.
as fuck, man. Like he looks like skinny. He got skinny legs, like wide, wiry.
It's all in the back.
Yeah.
Fucking all
right?
back.
Yeah,
bro.
he really is.
Yeah.
But he's got like that grapplers, like almost wrestlers, like these muscle heads. You see them, they'll grab you, but you're like, all right, it's not
It's
impressive.
nothing.
But then a wrestler grabs you, and you're like, yeah, I felt that. It's one of those. He'll grab you, he'll collar tie, he'll grab your arm, and he'll get an underhook, and he's just statically strong, like that isometric squeeze. Like he's really good with that.
So you because you wrestle in college, you know about this, but there's a lot of guys that like you work out as a team, like in wrestling in college, right? You lift together and train together, and I would see guys lift so much weight and then go on the wrestling mats and just be the weakest person ever. Have you experienced that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of those.
It's quite interesting. It's like, all right, cool. You could bench 400 pounds, you could squat no earth, but you can't get up all bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When people would bench press, like we had some guys who were hammers on the bench press. But then I'm like, well, how is that practical to wrestling? Are you going to bench press yourself off the mat when they have a tight waist and they're breaking you down? Are you going to just push yourself back up to your feet? I don't know. So it's got to be practical.
Do you
strength,
lift,
at least.
or you're mainly just technical now?
I mostly do plate workouts, like wrestling plate workouts. I'm not sure if you're
what's
familiar.
that?
Yeah,
yeah.
we would do these circuits, man. They'll have us do a 7-minute match, which it was for college, and you couldn't put the plate down, otherwise they would add a minute. And we'll just go through the whole team. Everyone adds a workout for about 20, 30 seconds. So I do stuff like that, but I do it a little bit different now. Now I take my break where I need my break, but I'll do 20 seconds on, 10-second recovery to get to the next workout, the next station. So whether it's bent over rows, overhead press, squats, lunges, and then I do my burnouts and try to do everything to failure as best as I can. And I always find that has helped me a lot with my conditioning and that isometric squeeze I was talking about. Like some guys are just good when they get an underhook. they'll just hold you here, and they can hold that static squeeze. Versus some guys, they're powerful here on the first one, but as soon as you bite down on the underhook, then they start to lose that. So I think it helps develop that, and then adding in the pull-ups and doing static holds on that. And different layers, so you get the top of the bar, the middle of the bar, the end range, and it just works on all those little muscles in the body.
We kind of been doing a similar thing, like circuit training. Like our matches are a little bit longer, so maybe it's 15 or 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But like most recently, we had a really interesting workout. We called it the gay workout, and
Is there history behind the name?
Yeah. So we set it up. It's 3 of us, so we got three machines.
It's me, Nicky Rod, and Ethan Crelinsten.
So we got 3 machines: a assault bike, a ski machine, and a rower. The goal is to get, we all start at the same time and go for 15 minutes. The goal is to get 10 calories on each one and then move to the next. But if you finish before your partner finishes and you're waiting for him to get done, you just call him gay over and over and over again. So it creates this thing where you want to finish first, so you could call him gay, and then you also don't want to be called gay, so you're like pressing, so you know what I mean, this guy doesn't finish before you. So it was very interesting, and it worked. It made us push for sure.
You don't want them to finish before you.
Yeah.
No Diddy, baby, no Diddy.
You ever been invited to a Diddy party?
Hell no.
Bro, this whole
I'm glad
Diddy
I
thing-
haven't been.
Oh my God, man. That's
Now
wild.
I mean, I would have gone back then. And then I would have got it like, there's a lot of freaky ass shit going on in here.
Oh, that's so funny, man.
It's crazy.
Hey guys, Jim here, the producer of the Simple Man podcast, and we are excited to announce that we have partnered with X Marshall. X Marshall makes some of the best quality gear out there. They even make custom gear so you can express yourself in your way. No designs are off limits. X Marshall even made our very own Simple Man rash guards on sale today. So head on over to X Marshall and save 15% off when you use the code SimpleMan, all caps.
Dude, I saw a clip. I want to hear this story on the podcast.
Wait,
sorry,
before we switch, what is it? Assault bike, row, what was the other one?
Ski machine, like concept
skier.
skier.
Okay,
Skier,
okay. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, so it's just,
So try with your
I'm just
straight
curious.
friends and give it a go.
You just
Gay.
sprint. You sprint for 10 calories and move on, and then you're gay. It's fun.
Creates
man. It
anxiety.
does, bro. So Ethan's heart rate hit 204.
Is that even
Bro,
possible?
It's so high. It wasn't supposed to be because he's like 30 years old. So it's his max heart rate is supposed to be like 180 something.
That's why I
Like
like
190.
201 just sounds absurd. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
feel like
wild.
that's like death.
It's the anxiety.
He,
you don't wanna be gay.
he was very anxious because he would see me get done and he's like, fuck, and like he goes for it, bro. It's so funny.
How did he get so huge, bro? I remember when he trained. I trained with him years ago, and then I see him now. He is yoked.
Thick boy.
This
I'm just like,
motherfucker, man.
how?
He's definitely dedicated himself to lifting and eating, right?
He's been. You and him have been on me about pause about lifting, like like trying to incorporate it. So actually, for this fight camp is actually the first fight camp that I started lifting, because I used to not lift, just because with MMA and jiu-jitsu it was like a lot of sessions, and it's like I didn't want to take time off of a session to go lift. But this past fight camp I've been lifting with Ethan. We do like 3 times a week, and then we do a cardio session as well on Sundays before podcast.
I think more than even performance, it's great for longevity. It's going to be able to protect your body longer.
So what we've been doing actually for the 3 days a week lift is like it's heavy lifts, but I'm only doing like 6 reps for each thing, and it's like we're doing like 2 exercises and then we head out. It's like a 30-minute lift with like a 10-minute workout. It's not like
2 exercises.
2 exercises for 4 sets each or 5 sets each.
Okay, that's not bad. I was like, it was like 2 sets.
No, not 2 sets. It's like
at that point, just do the classes, man.
No, it's like we did because I'm not taking time off because I didn't realize that you can get a lift in like 30-40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we'll do like a deadlift and squat, and it's just like 4 or 5 sets for each. The first one would be like a warm-up set, and then we have the heavier sets after that. But I've been feeling good because of that, to be honest.
As I say, those are good for strength, I think. I thought you were doing like a whole full-on 1 hour lift, hour 15. Like I'm like, how are you doing that and going down to 35?
There's no way.
It's very hard. And it's the soreness that you accumulate just from as you gradually descend down, your calories start to get lower. The soreness, it feels like it stays, like, what is it, the onset delayed soreness they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it just stays. It feels like it lasts longer than it should.
Interesting.
When you're lifting like that, cutting your calories, and you're starting to descend down. So I when I was at 35, I lifted even less. My UFC debut at 145, I lifted a lot more because I was able to eat more, which was so different from what I would eat. I would never eat before training, never, because I couldn't make weight if I didn't train fasted in the morning.
Really? You know, I've been working. So do you know the fight dietitian? Like Jordan Sullivan is his name. He's like
Volk's guy, right?
Volk's guy, like Izzy's guy. He's from Australia. So since it's my first time to 35, I just wanted to work with a professional. So have him on board, and I've been eating more with him. I feel like that.
Merab was like, yeah, I'll train fasted, but sometimes I need energy, so I eat cake. I was like, bro, what?
I'm the same way, bro.
Bro, what?
I would eat a Snicker bar or a Twix bar, bro.
Fuck. Damn, that's
I
what's
swear,
up.
there's
I cheated
no
yesterday
guess.
because of that, though.
He
I felt
influenced
fine,
you.
though. He did. Well, bro, because I didn't know. This is my first time to 35, so I might be overdoing it, but I started almost like, a month out before. I'm like 4 weeks out now, 3 or 4 weeks out now. I started like 4 weeks ago, maybe, like just bringing my diet down or whatever. And like, I haven't been cheating. I've been on this fucking diet. I weigh right now like 150, and I got to get to 35. And then he's saying he weighs 155 week of the fight, and then he's like, sometimes I have cake, and I'm like, bro, I've been thinking about like, oh, I really want to eat this, but like, all these other guys are doing it, and if they can do it, I ain't no bitch. I'm not gonna fucking cheat on this meal. And then Rob's like, I eat cake sometimes, and I'm like, I can
right to the kitchen.
I can do that, bro. We're at Topgolf, and I'm like, oh damn, shrimp, just eating a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. I think it's just different with everyone because some things are going to make other people more comfortable than others. So it could be very difficult. But I would always cheat. Even when I made 35, sometimes I would skip a full meal to eat a cheat meal. And people might think that's the most asinine thing. But no, it made me feel better.
Yeah.
Before sparring, instead of eating, I would have sweets. I would have that chocolate chip cookie. And for me, it was like the instant sugars, the carbs that I needed. And I burned right through it. So fast.
Yep.
My body's like, you need to feed me. So as I'm getting down and I'm walking around 60 and I'm walking around 55, my body knows, like, bro, you just came from 75 all the way to 55 and you're trying to stabilize here. Anything I put in just gets burnt up really quick. So I have to be smart at some points, but at some points for certain trainings, I have certain things. So
when you're not in fight camp, do you eat fairly clean or just kind of like have fun with it?
I always eat whatever I want.
Yeah, really? Junk food doesn't matter.
Yeah, but my junk food is like, my fiance, she'll make fun of me. She was like, your diet is so bad. I'm like, but it's really not as bad as you think. I mean, I eat chicken and I eat rice. It's not that bad.
Is it fried?
No, I don't really. I
that?
don't mind fried chicken.
Why
I don't really
why-
eat fried chicken.
why
I
would
don't
you
like
ask
fried
that?
chicken.
How about fried food?
Well, why that?
Because he's like,
not grilled,
he's
not
like, it's kind of.
You think I like grape soda too? Some grape drink.
But do you eat fried foods?
I do,
You do, yeah. Right
but
on the
not
regular.
really, not on a regular in training camp because I don't feel good when I eat it.
Yeah.
So, like, if I feel good when I eat it, I'm gonna eat it. I feel good when I eat Lint's chocolates, Ghirardelli's, Twix, Snickers. I eat all that. And I feel fine for the training session, but I'm not going to eat that for like a dinner. Like after I do the workout, I'm going to have real food, real protein, replenish what I need to replenish. So, yeah, when she says my diet is bad, I just don't eat greens. I don't eat like full-on salads. I'm not that guy. I'm not eating broccoli. I'm not eating spinach. I will, but it's not like, hey, I'm going to eat a bowl of this. Yeah, like, nah, dude, give me the protein.
Yeah. You do you get blood work done regularly?
No.
I've
had it done. We just did it because I was supposed to fight in Utah. We just did it for that. So they tested my iron and everything else. And it came back good. So we could do altitude training here with like the tent.
Oh, I saw that.
Tent.
So your iron was what? Like it wasn't bad at all.
No, he said I was ready to go.
How about your cholesterol?
Good.
Good?
Everything, HDL,
Nice.
all that stuff.
Fuck, his cholesterol is
My cholesterol's high.
It is fascinating, but I think some people are just genetically different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's me. My family's got, my dad's whole side's got high cholesterol and that stuff, and it's like, but like grandpa made it to 90. Grandma was about the same. It's like
good age.
All right,
But you're not eating like super fatty,
bro. I mean, if I eat fatty, it's from like steak. It's not fried stuff, you know.
But see, that's one of the things that I feel like it could be a little unfair, quote, with life, because we're all so different. That even though I do something and you do the same exact thing, it might not work the same exact way. Yeah. And that's why I try to explain to people, everyone's body is super different. Like, I don't have any type of issue with that, but I would imagine, you would think that maybe I would based on just what you're looking at. But thankfully, it's not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I eat pretty clean, like, year round, but cholesterol's pretty fucking high.
Whatever. Have you trained in that tent, that high altitude?
So I bought it, rented it from them. I was supposed to use it, but then I literally just paid for it. It was like $1,000. I'm so mad. And I got injured like 2 days later.
Wow.
It was your elbow, right?
Yeah. I was so pissed.
What happened? It was in a
Kimura. It was a fucking Kimura.
Oh, man.
Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
It was a damn Kimura. So I'm thinking my shoulder is fine. Okay, I get it straight. Okay, my shoulder's fine now. I don't have to worry about it. This is the one I had the surgery on. Okay, I don't want to break it or put myself in a much worse situation. And I'm also trying to get a realistic look. Like, oh, you should have just tapped. Oh, your partner shouldn't have been going that hard. I don't think he did anything wrong. I got it straight. As I'm trying to turn it, he turns it back. And that cross friction just seemed, it just snapped. Like, I can't even straighten my arm still.
Jeez.
But it's a lot stronger than what it was before. And I would imagine by the fight, it'll be way stronger than that. Like, the gains have been pretty progressive. So
that's good.
You rehab it a little bit?
Yeah, that's all I've been doing like the last few weeks, and then doing a little cardio around it just so I don't lose all my cardio. I sparred Merab in his garage on Sunday. That was nuts. Nice. We did 5 rounds.
5 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're back to training now.
I'm back to training, but there's still certain things I have to make sure I'm just being cognizant of. So whenever I did get a takedown or get a reversal, this elbow was clamped. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not putting this arm out at all for him to grab it.
Anaconda Fightwear sent us some braces. I actually used it before. That's how I found out about the company first, was when I tore my meniscus going against Gabe Souza. All the other knee braces would slide, and I fucking hated it. This one has like 2 straps, so you put the knee brace on, and there's padding.
I constantly use a knee brace. Like, I don't train without a knee brace on my left knee now, so I'm definitely going to try these out. Oh, shout out to Anaconda Fightwear.
Oh, yeah, we did 5 rounds. So I can't do like full-on things like posting and supporting my full body weight while someone else's body. Like, I could hold myself up in a plank now, which is good. Before I couldn't do that because it was unstable. But if someone else's body weight and they jump on me as I'm trying to get up, and I just rather not.
Yeah, why even risk it? Yeah, for sure. So
smart.
Who are you gonna fight? You're gonna fight. It was not Evloev. It was. Okay, so when are you fighting?
Can you
say
that?
Evloev? When is that fight gonna be now?
December 7th here in Vegas.
Oh, in Vegas. Sick. Awesome. So December 7th. Now, you went from 35 now to 45. How does that change your cut now? So are you walking around heavier than you were before, or
I'm
same?
Fucking smaller, bro.
You're smaller.
I'm actually annoyed by this.
Damn. So what are you walking around right now, if you don't mind?
This morning I was 65.4.
Dude, wow.
Yesterday I was 66.
That's pretty light especially for featherweight, right?
Yeah, well, it's on.
Or for you?
Well, my weight when I did my testing with the PI. So I did my testing. I was 171, I think, 0.2, whatever. And they did my fat-free mass. So they did my DEXA scan, what my body weight would be with just
muscle,
fat-free, just muscle, bones, whatever. And it was 141.5, I think. That was my lowest. So me cutting down to 35 was severely hindering my body, which I also felt in my performances. Like, I felt great in training camp, but the fights always felt like I was losing a little bit of that pop. Now at 45, I feel stronger, more explosive. I have a lot more of that. And now I'm lighter. So I'm not 171. So I would be curious to know what it would be if I were to test at 66. So coming down from 75, 71, that's a big difference, you know. But I still feel just as strong. I still feel just as explosive. And yeah, I think maybe it would be worth the while to do that testing again. But it's relatively the same. I'm not doing anything different. I'm just able to eat more. I feel healthy. And my weight balance was in the norm. When they tested me for 135, I was above and beyond
the upper
so there's the high of 135, the guys that cut down, and then I was like past that.
That's where I'm at. I'm at the high one. I think I'm at 139 or whatever. So it's still within the range or whatever, but it's still like I can't get to 140 or 141 because it can start affecting performance, right?
Yes.
So it's like that was one reason why I didn't want to really start lifting, because I was kind of worried about gaining like a pound or two of muscle, and it's like now is it going to be harder for me to cut to 35. But
well, that's why I was asking, because if you cut the calories and you're lifting, the soreness stays longer, and I also think it helps prevent the injuries. I think too. I think there's something to be said about that. But when you're cutting down like that, my curiosity is, it's almost like it almost feels counterproductive. Where if you were at 45 and you were lifting, you get all those gains and you keep those benefits. And that was one of the things, like the O'Malley fight for me, I wanted to fight one more time at 35 to try to defend the belt for a fourth time. I was already done with it. After I beat Henry, I was done. I was like, dude, I'm going up to 45. But I knew the O'Malley fight was going to should have been my biggest payday, but it really it wasn't. That's another story. But with that being said, I knew if I needed more time, and let me get down one more time to 35, and then I'm going to bounce up to 45 and then start to build and really develop the right way and take advantage of my physical gifts. I would suggest the same for you. I'm not saying it's already set in stone, like you got it booked. I would see it through and see how you feel. But it's a lifestyle change to get down, and it has to be something that you're comfortable with. That's, for me, like, people say, oh, just make the weight, you're a weight bully. Dude, I've been doing this for X amount of years. It takes a lot, and it takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of time to get down. Yeah, people might say your diet, you can make it easier. I don't, like my palate, I can't eat certain things because I would just puke. That's just me. You can say whatever, that's just how it is for me internally. So I get the weight down the way I get the weight down, and I've always had solid performances. I've won a good amount, and I feel night and day at 45 based on what I'm able to put into my body for energy and the training outload that I can now put out. So I think that's going to be the difference. I could train more. I don't have to worry. Like 35, after I do 2 hard training sessions, two days for the week, I'm like, yo, dude, I'm good with just one. I need a day off, and I need to come back. And like, so there's a balance. But you're going to know your body the best. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Yeah. But I'm 35 now. Everyone is different.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea because this is my first time cutting down there. So it's like we're gonna see. Like I said, I've been cutting to 45 just because I didn't feel like doing the weight. But I always thought that I was supposed to be a 35, or like according to the scans that I got, whatever says like I'm still in the range for bantamweight, but I'm on the upper limit of the bantamweight. So I don't know. We'll see.
Your low was 139. That was your fat-free low.
I believe so. Like my muscle mass there.
Yeah. So then you're above the threshold of making 136, which means you have to lose 3 more pounds. And where's that going to be? It's going to be muscle.
I thought it was going to be water. That's what I thought. I don't know. That's what it was.
It'll probably be a combination of both, but it's still not great.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
We'll see.
If you win, you're going to... All right, my thoughts. You're going to win anyway, but... obviously, you're gonna win anyway, and then you have to make a decision on: do you feel better making that sacrifice and getting down and doing all that extra stuff to make sure you rehydrate and do all those extra things the right way to now you're more of a depleted form of yourself? Will you still perform the same and optimally as you do in the room? And that's the trade-off, being the bigger guy. And for me, I only knew that from wrestling. That's all we did was cut weight. That's just what we knew. You cut as much weight as you can, and that should increase your chances of winning. And we only had 1 or 2 hours to rehydrate, and that's it. So you got 24 hours. So you're going to know as soon as it happens, like, all right, this is worth it, or you're going to be like, yeah, this sucks, I'm going to go back to 45.
Yeah, interesting. So I guess, obviously, never have regrets, but if you were to make your UFC debut again, same age, would you continue cutting to 35 and then go up to 45 like you did, or would you be like, I'm just gonna start fighting 45 from the get-go? Like, what would, if you could redo it, what would you do?
I would be fine at 35 until, 2019, when I fought Jimmy Rivera and Pedro Munoz. Pedro Munoz was when I first realized that I was really starting to notice the changes in my physique, the bone density, starting to feel more tired. Like my training didn't feel like I did in the fight. And every other fight before that, I felt like I was back in the training room. I felt like I had cardio for days. Then I felt like as the years went on, I was noticeably more tired in the fights for myself. Like internally, I'm like, yo, dude, I shouldn't be this tired. He's not doing anything different from the room compared to the fresh partners I've done every round, halfway through the round. There should be no way I'm getting tired. And it's not anxiety because I've competed so much. I know it's not that. It's the physical. So that was the difference. So now, that's what I'm saying. Like, after I fought Henry, in a perfect world, I would have had my time off. I would have fought O'Malley, whooped his ass, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Lost to him, went up to 45. Ideally I would have, liked to win, go up to 45, and start to build my body into a more natural 45er, where it's like, all right, now we're not just killing ourselves to get to 35. Let my body rebuild, get strong, get healthy, and take advantage of my physical gifts, explosiveness and speed.
Do you feel your strength is? Do you feel like the weaker, like strength-wise? Do you feel like the weaker fighter in 45? And it's just like, obviously you're an amazing fighter. You have we call it black tributes and black athletics and black tributes.
Yeah,
very
the good stuff.
It's great. It's great. So do you feel like? How do you feel strength-wise compared to the 45ers? Because it's like guys like Volk would say that he walked around sometimes like 180. You have Topuria looking big.
Topuria, from what I know when we spoke, he doesn't walk around that heavy either.
Really?
I think he said to me about 70, in between that 70. When I was cutting down to 35, I was bigger than him. Me, him, Merab, we had food. It was so funny because I'm like...
That's crazy.
I'm looking at him like... You should be at 35, but then I'm also looking at him like, yeah, but you're whooping ass at 45. And I'm like looking at myself like, what are you doing wrong?
Maybe I should be at 45.
Maybe I should be at 45. And yeah, I look at him, I look at Volk. Volk used to be a big dude, maybe 200 pounds, I think he said, when he was doing rugby and whatnot. But he also has a Neanderthal head. Like, his head is huge. So he's like a giant in a little man's body. Yeah. So I could see how he would get big and then he could get small. But yeah, I wouldn't change it. I don't even know if that was even the question, but I don't feel weak. I think that was the question. I don't feel weak in comparison to grappling. I've never felt like extremely out-muscled. I feel like I'm right on par. But that's how I always feel in the room when guys would tell me I'm strong for my weight, and then I get down to 35, and I feel like I would lose a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of...
So, as a wrestler turned fighter, what's more fatiguing, striking or the grappling?
Grappling for sure.
Yeah, really.
I feel like I can grapple all day long, though. That's just me. But I feel when I go from grappling to striking or striking to grappling, I teeter. And I was actually just talking to Merab about this after we sparred. I was like, yeah, dude, I feel if it was 15 minutes of just grappling, I could grapple all day. But you put me and have me start throwing some punches in between that, for some reason, it's like it almost short circuits the conditioning of the grappling. It's so weird. It's trippy. Yeah, I'm like, I told him, because we were discussing the fight, was discussing strategy. And
about his fight with O'Malley or your fight?
My fight with, coming out with Mosar. And I was like, I'm still like split on what I want to do. If I want to come out more of a striking, heavy approach, a balance, or more grappling. And I said to him, I was like, but one of the things I noticed, especially at 35, because that's where I mostly fought, I noticed that if I try to strike too much and then try to go to grappling, I felt depleted in the grappling department. And it's just like, I don't have the pop. Like, someone takes me down now because I'm striking so much, and I'm like, okay, you take me down, whatever. I'm good off my back. But now I'm trying to push people off, foot on the hips. I don't feel that explosiveness as if I were to start there right out of the gate with just wrestling or grappling, I should say. So that's one of the things we were talking about. So it's a very interesting thing. But now at 45, I feel like I can kind of bounce back and forth between both a little bit more effortlessly and not as taxing on the body.
It's interesting that you say that, because so we wear like the whoop for all of our sessions, like grappling. I do it for MMA and stuff like that. And for MMA / like striking, my heart rate is always way higher than in grappling. I feel like in grappling there are like places where you can kind of chill, but it's like striking, you're kind of always moving, so you're always at a higher heart rate. And it's like when you go from grappling to striking, it's like I know what you're talking about when it feels it's different type of cardio when you're including the striking with the takedowns, right?
Yeah. We have a drill we call the puke drill, where we go from pads to grappling, pads to grappling, pads to grappling, and then we have a longer grappling session and back to pads. And you could do burnouts, you could do combinations that you're working for the fight, like things like that. But that's kind of the thing that we try to do to give us that feel of that simulation for the fight. But yeah, I don't also. You're relatively new to striking, in comparison to grappling, so there's also that comfortability,
inefficiency too, probably.
Yeah,
like
so
I'm not gonna be as efficient.
Exactly, like when you say you know when to rest, it's do you know when to rest when you're striking?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when to tense when you're striking, where you're in that striking range, where now if they're attacking the body and you're not, I don't want to say flexing, but you're not ready for it, for that impact. Now you get hit with that body shot, it actually puts you down, versus it would have just bounced off you if you had a little tension there because you were expecting it and you were ready for the impact. So there's a lot of nuances that go into fighting that even for like the everyday casual viewer, that they don't necessarily understand or appreciate the art and what everything that goes on behind it. They just see two people in there punching, but there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. What was your high school wrestling experience like? Your accolades?
I started in 10th grade.
Oh, pretty late.
Yeah, I started really late, man. My friend would always try to get me to wrestle, Enoch, and he was trying to get me in middle school. He was trying to get me in high school, and I was like, nah, that shit's gay, bro. I come from a Jamaican household back then. That was gay. That was like, you just don't do that.
What, with
you
the singlet, the tights?
You know, have two men are rub up on each other. You know,
Brought them on.
Yeah, so, especially trying to explain that to my dad in the leotard. They're like, nah, man. But eventually I caved. I tried out for the basketball team my sophomore year because I was like, yo, I'm going to spend this whole year trying to get better. I couldn't afford camp, so I tried to do my own training. Played like almost every day after school religiously, and tried out for the team. Made the first day of tryouts for basketball. Got cut the second day. Our team was really good. We placed in the state. We like placed in the county almost every year. With that said, coach came out from the wrestling team. He was like, "You'll never be nothing bigger than 5'4", soaking wet. Just come out for the wrestling team." There's weight classes. Came out, tried it out. Loved the first day of practice because it was just like a free fall. He didn't really make it a structured thing. And then I learned later on, like, oh no, these practices suck. But if he made it strict like that the first day, I don't think I would have.
Yeah,
everyone probably
because they would have been like, "Yo, this sucks, bro. Like, there's nothing fun about this."
Yeah.
But he made it fun. Had my regular shorts on. We're wrestling. He's like, just try to take him down. I didn't understand the rules. And I'm grabbing shorts, doing like hood wrestling, grabbing the shorts, pulling him down by his hair and everything, his t-shirt, trying to pull his shirt over his head. Like, it was just chaos, but I enjoyed it. It was a fun time, and that was my experience. From there, then I wrestled all the way through high school, off-season wrestling to make up for lost time, and then wrestled in college.
You're first generation? Like, your parents from...
first generation Jamaican.
Yeah, that's what's up. You got some good jerk chicken in you? I like a good jerk
chicken, oxtail.
Oxtail is the best.
One thing I will say about Vegas, man, the Jamaican food here, it's okay, but they're very stingy to us. Yo, you go to New York, you get a good portion of food for your dollars, bro. Here, they are skimpy, man. I'm like, brother, where's the rest of the food? Where's the rest of the food? You can't be charging me $30 and giving me like almost half a plate of what I'm getting back in New York. That's crazy.
What's your favorite Jamaican food? I'm half Jamaican, if you didn't know.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, dad's Jamaican. Dad's Jamaican, mom's Filipino. But what's your favorite Jamaican food?
Oxtail, man. Oxtail, rice and peas, can't go wrong.
Fair
Classic.
enough.
Jerk chicken is good, but it's
oxtail.
Oxtail is like I don't want to say delicacy, but it's nice, man.
That's the best.
Takes a while to cook, right?
Yeah, I don't cook it. My mom cooks it.
Yeah.
I have no idea how it's even made.
I gotta learn though. I'm trying to shuffle my own.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You like ackee and saltfish?
Ackee and saltfish is good. I used to resent it. I used to hate it because my palate, man,
It's
felt like I was always like
too salty.
But
What's up with your
like
palate?
that fishy. The ackee wasn't great. And then as I got older, I'm like, this is actually pretty good.
Love that.
Sensitive palate, huh?
Yeah, that's why like I don't eat any greens. I'm like, man, this could be the death of me, bro. Because if I need to eat something, I got to blend it up in a smoothie or something. Otherwise, I won't be able to.
Can you do like avocado or anything?
Avocado, I could do that.
Yeah.
A little salt.
Yeah. Just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, MASF Supplements and Violent Hippie. Use code SimpleMan, all caps, for 15% off both of those companies. MASF Supplements, trademarked Smashing Greens, Smashing Reds, very nutrient-dense foods. I personally use their creatine and BCAAs during my workout and sometimes even before the workout. For Violent Hippie, they have soaps, USDA CBD oils, T-shirts, rash guards, you name it, owned by former Navy SEAL Mitch Aguiar. Use Simple Man to get 15% off.
Guys, Violent Hippie, MASF Supplements, get the Smashing Greens, Smashing Reds, all the vitamins, nutrients you need to get that body that you want.
NickyRod style. Do you do anything for, or when you were coming up, were you doing anything like to try to have like a right mindset for competition or mental fortitude, or because obviously there's a lot of ups and downs in fighting. Do you do anything to try to strengthen your mind, or did you do anything to try to strengthen your mind, or what is it like right before competition? Do you have any rituals, like kind of getting into like the mental aspect of things?
In high school, so I come from a very like abusive household, so I'll just say that my dad didn't want us to wrestle. I forget how we were able to finagle that. My younger brother and I were able to wrestle or whatnot, especially because the matches, they were like 7-day Church of God, so we would go to church on Saturdays, which was super weird, but that was like a very common thing in like a Jamaican household. With that said, all the competitions, all the matches are on Saturdays. So eventually we were able to go, and he would always, like, his negativity was my fuel for my matches. Like, before, I would pump myself up and trying to figure out how to get like in that zone, and I would use all the things he would say to me, and I would use that to fuel my cardio, fuel my energy, fuel my spirit for those matches. And it was always like fueled on like negativity. Like, people always say like negative versus positive, but the good always, like, that type of energy always fuels it a little bit better. But for me, like, I didn't know anything about that, because we didn't come from like positive reinforcement, that type of thing. It was just always bashing each other, brothers fighting each other, sisters. Like, it was just, we had a chaotic household. I mean, there were some good times, but for the most part, very chaotic. With that said, I would use those self-talks to kind of like, the shit I would like to say to my dad at that time that I couldn't say because it would just get my ass whipped. I would use that to fuel, and that would be like my pump up while I got my headphones on, my little iPod back then, and talking shit, and that would be my energy. And I wrestled angry every time. Like, people saw it in me. I would go out, circle, especially my senior year, I would circle around the mat. I would scream out, "Let's go!" And I'd start smacking my headgear, pow, 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 and then come out to the middle. And it was just a little bit of that intimidation factor, and then I would just run at you, run right off the whistle, and just start boom, boom, boom. It was like a fight, And I kind of like segued that into MMA, and I started to learn a little bit more about life. So I started to become a little bit more mellow in my approach. That's why, like, people was like, I would say certain things, and you get those people online that say that's not like you. I'm like, you have no fucking idea what's like me or what's not. You don't know me, like, at all.
They just see social media.
You see that and you think you have an idea of what this person is and what this person is willing to do. But with that said, wrestling has humbled me to become a different person, learn experiences, meet people from different cultures, learn that not every household is as fucked up as mine, and fighting helped me do the same thing, and to kind of further unlock those doors. So with that said, I have like my little mantra of what I would say before matches and things like that. I tend to try to go into a room, because my dad was always very negative and made you feel like your self-worth or you're not capable of things. So it's hard to unwind and how to undo a lot of those things. because you're almost like broken, bro. It's like it's just so bad. Because then you have like a very low self-esteem of what you think you can actually do. You don't feel smart. You don't feel capable. Because these are all the things he said since a very young age. So I've learned to try to reprogram that. And even sometimes now I still find myself battling some of those things, and I have to remind myself, like, bro, you've proven how much things time and time again that you are more than enough, more than good enough, more than capable, more than skilled to do anything that anybody else can do. And it just depends on the mindset. And just shifting that mindset. So I like the mirror because I like to see myself and staring at myself, and that I feel there's nowhere you could kind of run from. Like you're with your thoughts, one thing, but now you're seeing yourself and you're with your thoughts, and I think there's something about that. It's almost like dark but relieving at the same time, and it just helps for me to reaffirm what I know, what I believe, what I think I'm capable of, and just kind of having that positive reinforcement. And it's almost like I see my dad, even though we don't talk today, but it's like I see him, but I see the version of what he thought I could be and what I am now. And now I know he wants to be a part of this so bad, but I know I've achieved well more than his expectations and what he set for us. And that alone is enough for me to put myself in that mental mind state. And I'll talk to myself and I tell myself nothing but things that I feel are suitable to me to pump me up. And like I said, I've been fueled by negativity. Like I will say some dark shit to get myself in a place that I need to be, and that will help put me in the zone. It's different for everybody.
Wow.
But that has helped me.
Wow.
Well, my parents loved me a lot. I come from positivity for sure.
I hope to cut from that same cloth. That's why, like, even my fiance, I love her so much because she comes from the very opposite of my upbringing. She was able to see some of it firsthand when she would come over to the house and just see, like, she's like, yeah, like, I don't even know how we're together. But, yeah, she's like the balance in my life that, thankfully, she's come in because I don't know. I don't know where it could have went.
Well, it's good that you know what not to do when you have kids and whatnot.
You want kids?
Oh, yeah. I used to want like 1, maybe 2. Now I'm kind of like
20.
I've been watching House of Dragons and Game of Thrones. Finally, just finished Game of Thrones, and I'm like, now I'm watching the Targaryens in House of Dragon. I'm like, I need to start through my bloodline.
Yeah. Build a legacy.
Like, we need to build a legacy. And these little assholes better not fight and kill each other like these guys.
No, I'm gonna have a few for sure. Yeah.
How'd you meet your fiance?
We're from the same high school.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we didn't talk in high school. We became like, we started talking and became acquainted while I was in college, like my senior year. And yeah, she found MMA interesting. She found me doing MMA interesting, which was bizarre because females were just like, the females I knew that I was into just weren't like, they weren't into that. It was just like, do I look pretty and whatnot? So I thought that's all it was. And I was like, there might be something here. And, that like piqued my interest and went from there.
Nice. I think a good woman it's so great for life, but more importantly for fighters. It's like if you find a good woman, it's like you have to stick with them because it's the lifestyle is just so different than from normal society. It's like the weight cut, the training, the traveling. It's like it's so different. So it's like if you find someone that is down for that, it's like, bro, you gotta fucking treat them right.
You also don't want to pay for somebody to clean your house.
Exactly. You find a good woman that can clean.
Complimentary.
Exactly.
Yeah, it comes
that's a big part of things. And cooking and cleaning is huge for me, man. If you can't cook and clean, that's what my mom did. That's like just seems like a normal
wifely duty.
Yeah.
Womanly duty.
I mean, I help because I had to learn how to clean because my mom made sure of that. But yeah, if you're a woman and you can't clean and we have to pay for that, like, what is your purpose to me other than bearing my children?
It's like a mom that needs a nanny. Like
that don't make no sense to me. I need some support. If you ain't bringing in the bread, like, what's good? What you
are
doing?
you? Yeah.
What
value
here
you
for?
bring?
I don't know if I would want a woman that's like a boss.
It's too much, man.
An alpha. Like I'm not trying to fight you. You know?
I'm all for like women making their own money and stuff, but it gets to a point where it's like you think you're wearing pants and I'm just looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, nah, shorty, there's only one pants wearer in this house.
That's hilarious.
That's it.
True that.
I can't have that.
When you won the belt, can you explain to me what it felt like?
It was amazing. DQ, felt like a boss.
Oh, fucking hell. Fuck, I forgot. Yo. Oh, shit. Yo.
Like a
God,
boss.
I fucking forgot.
Never been done before.
Wow.
First ever,
First ever. God damn.
Oh, that was good times.
Dude, people
Not
gave you
great.
some shit for that, bro.
Bro, I didn't do anything.
They hated you, man.
Dude, I fucking forgot that.
I did watch the video though, and it did look bad. I was like, I can understand why people thought I was acting, but I swear I was not acting
Bro, yeah,
or
I'm
selling
serious.
anything. I had no idea what was going on. Just delirious from being pelted in the head.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Would you do it again? Best knee you ever took, though.
No, it worked out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In more ways than one. Financially, emotionally,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
everything.
Is it a big jump once you get title, money wise?
Well, I made a good show, but
Yeah.
then I got an extra $100K for being the champ, and I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. I was so mad, and I was like, people start putting in perspective to me. It's like, yeah, now you get to defend it. You know, fuck that guy. Whatever. And I was like, oh shit, I get paid more money. This actually is kind of cool.
Oh,
and if I win, then they can't say shit.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the thought process, and thankfully it
And then
went
you
the way.
dominated the second fight.
Yeah, I don't even know how that was a split. That still irks me because people try to use that as like to say, oh, my defenses weren't great. Like, bro, I 10-8 that man 2, if not 1 round.
Yeah.
And I don't know, whatever. It is what it is.
Fucking.
I did try to get style points though. Round 4, when I jumped on his back, I had him on all fours in a tripod position, and I tried to jump on his back to get style points. I'm like, yeah, now I'm just making you my bitch, and I fell off the top, and he did nothing from the top. He just held it. He's like, I'm gonna win the round, and I was kind of pissed because like now I'm tired. Now I'm a little bit tired, so I don't really. I fucked around and I found out, but I should have just banked that round, and it would have been whatever. It would have been more clear cut. But if you watch the fight, you can see I was clearly in control. I'm like, I just can't see how, whatever.
Do you game plan for your own fights, or do you like speak it over with Ray or Merab? Like, so if you're fighting with somebody, you have a fight coming up, what is the team? Because like, do you have I know you kind of bounce around from like the PI. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you're at Syndicate. Well, what is the training like, and who's helping you for your fight camps, pretty much?
Ray helps, but for the most part, most of the game planning is between myself and my training partner.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So we put a lot more time with each other, and we bounce off ideas with each other, what we're looking at, what we're thinking. We get together and actually watch tape or send each other clips of certain things from the fights, and that's always been like what we've been doing for the past few years, and it's been pretty successful for us. I mean, it would be nice to have someone to do it every day, but it's not easy, especially when you're running a gym. I get it, so it's not always the easiest thing to try to sort through.
We kind of do a version of that, like help each other out. Yeah. We did it when we were under John. We did it, do it now at B Team. Like I think that's an important part of improving. Like just talking amongst your peers, coming into practice maybe with a something you want to work on, a question, and kind of just spreading it out. Also too, like I know my guys so well. I know like where my guys are great at, so I can give certain questions to specific guys.
Yeah, just because you're on the mat with them all the time, so they see the ins and outs of what you're doing if they're there with you all the time. Because sometimes the coaches aren't always there, like with you legitimately all the time through all your training sessions to really know your strengths other than like a sparring or occasionally a grappling session or two. So it's the guys you're on the mat with, they know your strengths, they know where you feel good, like you're saying, and I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much after every session, we're always getting together, discussing, what worked well today, what we tried out today, and then it's like you were saying, we all have strengths, so then we'll ask whatever person is the best at that thing. So it's like with Ethan, it'd be like, oh, how would you take the back here? Or for heel look, it might be like, oh, how do I do the heel look here? Or for you, body lock pass, what are you doing with this body lock pass? So yeah, it's cool.
Passing's the best.
It's cool that you.
That's good stuff. I love it.
Shit. Especially for MMA, man.
Yeah, it keeps you tight. It's like they can only pep you up a little bit.
They can try to expose your back or expose their back. Like if they really don't want to get past, it's like body lock pass is definitely the shit for MMA.
It's only you take a couple of short punches if they try, if they try to hit you, but it's not much, right?
No, there's no way.
You gonna fight?
I'm coach.
Is the sound yes? The sound no.
I'll coach you guys.
The political.
I've had a ton of people offer me to corner them and do their camps and stuff. So I'd much rather do that. I mean, bro, I'm a millionaire without fighting. It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, but
I was just thinking Kamala Harris. The burden to be unburdened will be unburdened.
Nice.
That was like the answer I felt like I just got.
Yeah, pretty much.
That
makes no sense.
Wait a second. What does that even mean?
I feel like for me to get good at striking it'd probably take 5 years, right? And it's like
It'll take some time.
I did tell. Somebody asked me like yesterday if I was thinking about fighting and what it would take for me to fight. I was like, tell Dana, give me Pereira. Just toss me in the title shot. I'll give it a shot. That's worth That's worth losing some brain cells, or I get it done. But besides that, it's a long road. That's a long road, bro. To get the title, it's a lot of fighting.
It's a lot of fighting.
Yep.
It hurts.
Yeah, I know it hurts. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no thank you. I'm good.
I was just curious if you would do like an AMI or a pro fight just to say like I've done it, check it off the list, And I'm just putting ideas in your head so in case,
Well, I appreciate that, but
he was trying to fight Gordon.
Hit up I did offer Gordon to fight. He kind of said no.
Gordon Ryan.
Fight Elon?
I'd fight Elon.
Don't do that.
Zuck versus Elon.
Nicky Rod versus wasn't his name Bradley Martin?
Oh, I would
Martin.
pay lots of money to watch that.
Yeah, I think Logan Paul beat him up, right? Something like that.
They fought?
Merab damn near took him down in
at
that
club
event.
or something.
I think it was at the slap fighting or something like that. I was like, I can't believe this guy really thinks because he's 260. I'm like, bro, you have no idea.
Nothing. That's nothing.
Well, people just don't know what they don't know.
Yes,
it's like when back in college, like every college kid, if they got into fights, they thought that they were the best fighter. But as soon as you start doing martial arts, you're like, holy shit, there's a whole nother thing that I wasn't aware of. And it's like...
Yeah, I got humbled really quick.
You had some fights?
I used to think I was that guy. I'm like, I just see red, bro. I see red. And I'll take you down. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick, before we stop, why don't you tell the guys about Funk Harbor, where to get it from? Where can they purchase it online?
Yeah, they can get this online at funkharborrum.shop. This is actually our premium top of the line bottle right now. We have the white rum coming out for Christmas. We're just working on tightening up some design ideas for the label. And that's the one thing about creatives is you go back and forth with so many different things. But I just want to be ultimately happy with it. This one is going for $60 right now. But again, it's a premium rum, drinks like a bourbon. And then the white rum, much more affordable. It's going to be about $25. So that's the strategy right now. But these are limited. So if you haven't gotten one, go get yourself one. Funkharborrum.shop.
Funkharborrum.shop.
Taste of Jamaica.
Taste of Jamaica. Guys, get your smashing green, smashing reds if you want to perform at your highest self. Make sure that you're staying nutritious. If you're banged up, make sure you check out Anaconda Fightwear. If you don't know where you're at with your blood levels, your health optimization, check out Marek Health. You can use our code. You'll get I believe we have a 10% or 15% discount off. There's going to be an edit once this pops up. But if you guys watch to the end of the podcast, why don't you leave a Jamaican flag emoji for Aljamain Sterling? Yeah, man, dude, super grateful to have you on the podcast. Awesome conversation. Thanks for coming out. But I'm Damien.
NickyRod.
Aljo.
And we'll see you later.
See ya.
A big shout out to UFC and UFC Apex team for letting us use their studio while we're out here in Vegas. yeah, thank you guys.